Hey, how you doing? It's Pat here with Pat's Ride, and today we are going to do another episode of Small Town Tours. Today we're going to be touring the town of Wellington, Ohio. So stick around, stay tuned, we'll be back right after this and get into some more details. Okay, welcome back to the tour of Wellington, Ohio. As we get ready to come into town here, I'm going to try something a little different with this episode. I'm going to mostly remain quiet and do the voiceovers. But before we even get into all that, the most important part of this town is, I'm sure it won't show up yet on camera, but they have a Dairy Queen. And we're going to stop for lunch before I get too involved in this. So, I'll be back in just a few minutes after I get my necessary chicken strips and a blizzard. All right, see you in a few. All right, now that lunch is had, we're back on track. Speaking of tracks, Wellington has several of them. Just missed a train come through here while I was having lunch. Population of approximately 5,000, founded back in the year of 1885, I want to say it was. If not, I'll put a correction on the screen, but anyway, I'm going to shut up now and just give you a look around the town, and I'll do some voiceovers as necessary in post-production. One last thing, we are on Ohio 58 headed north. Wellington played a pivotal part in an event that contributed to the Civil War. In September 1858, a runaway slave named John Price was seized by United States Marshal Lowe in Oberlin, Ohio, with plans to return him south by the first train at Wellington. Plans were thwarted, however, by a large crowd at the American House Hotel in Wellington. The people involved were indicted by the United States grand jury for violation of the fugitive law. Ohio had clearly taken a stand against slavery. Well, that sign just said established 1818. Here we are, the square. We're going to stop and get a few pictures. Here is a picture of the town hall. It's one of the coolest that I've seen in this state. Out in front of the town hall is a memorial to the spirit of 76. It has all the major wars listed on it as a memorial to those who served. And then across the street is the local hardware store that has a mural showing the basic history of the town. Okay, we're still going to be heading north on 58. We're at the main square now. You can see some of the old beauty of some of the history around here. They've just recently up here ahead put a, I don't know what you want to call it, viaduct, what have you, to go under the railroad tracks. If you're a bit of a railroad buff like I am, then you'll like this town because we got I think it's two tracks, and CSX is really heavy through this town. Had breakfast there in Dimitri's Corner. It was pretty good. I'll take you by it up here on the left in a little bit is the Dog Tracks Diner. I really like that place for lunch. This used to go across the tracks right there, but not anymore. See that old Camaro? And this part of town just kind of turns into your more modern, you lose the flair of the old town like what you have coming in from the south side like that. Get up here, you've got a bunch of fast food joints and car dealerships. We will go up here and turn around, and we will come in from the east and head to the west. Be back in a minute. Well, as I said about this being a train town, as I'm heading to the other side of town to kind of continue this video, look what we got going on. All right, I'll be back. All right, here we come back in from the east side of town, heading west. Two girls on a bike, mother-daughter maybe, I don't know. Couldn't really tell that well. Not much to see when you get into this first part here. Seen here, the painting originally titled Yankee Doodle was created in 1875 for the Centennial Exposition. The piece acquired the name Spirit of 76 while on tour in Boston. This was done by well-known artist and Civil War veteran Archibald Willard, who came from here in Wellington, Ohio. Empire of the Nation became Wellington's infamous title during the 4 decades surrounding 1880, with more than 40 cheese factories in the area. Population more than doubled. And here we are coming back into the main square where really all the history is located in all these old buildings. Didn't know that train shop was there. Might have to check that out later. Smell of onions from that restaurant there is kind of overpowering. You can see it's just your typical old town. This part's beautiful. They're speaking of CXX. And now we're on the wrong side of the tracks. Just like with the north side of town, you've pretty much left history behind here. Now that we're on the west side of town, except you do have a really old graveyard. Did anybody say cheese? We're back in town here. That building there on your left, Dog's Tracks Diner. Great place for lunch. Dinner's not bad either. Relatively inexpensive. Just some more of your historic buildings here. That one burnt down a couple of years ago. And too bad it's gone. See that big white box across the road here at the bank? It used to be an ATM, and they had it set up to look exactly like an Amish horse and buggy. It was the coolest thing. All right, we're going to leave the town of Wellington now, and that was your small town tour of Wellington, Ohio. Hope you liked it. If you did, give me a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button and the bell for notifications, and I'll see you at the next small town tour. Thanks.